Live from Music City, Nashville, Tennessee. This is your motivational, sensational, inspirational, educational, aspirational, international, keenly awaited, daily created, highly anticipated edition of the afternoon swing trading floor with your humble host, Jerremy Newsome, with another daily dose of mentally delicious brain food, reminding each of you to love life, and trade it. Folks from around the world, friends and family, how are you doing today? Hope you're doing wonderful and sensational. All kinds of great stuff and wonderful things coming your way. We got ourselves a Energy Wednesday that is slam packed with all kinds of goodies. Let's start by looking at the broader market, SPY. SPY is going to be up a little bit post-market and probably a little bit tomorrow because the largest proponent of the SPY, the largest company in the world, and the most profitable company in the world is gapping up right now post earnings. So we'll talk through that a little bit as well, obviously today. But yeah, realistically, I think the overall trend is going to slowly continue higher. We're going to see what happens, but it looks good to just slowly meander a little bit higher. Here are the Qs, which are also gapping up a little bit on good earnings from Apple. And, so again, we'll see what the Qs do, but generally right now the trend is bullish. As long as we don't close below here, I don't think there's any massive reason for concern. If we do get a close for some reason below 332, I'd be slightly watching that for a little bit of a risk exposure event, expecting a pullback if that happens. IWM, so far, just kind of hanging out, chilling. And then the Dow Jones ETF, same. Really nice, chillax, pennant pattern forming, compression forming, coming into May. So today's Wednesday. You still have 2 full days left of April. So let's lock in some gains and be smart with our wins if we get the opportunity to do so. Yeah. So anyway, we'll talk through it all and we'll figure it out, but it's going to be quite amazing. And yeah, there's tons and tons to talk about. So let's go ahead and just dive in. First on the list that was requested today is Platinum Group Metals, PLG. Last time we looked at this I wanted this one to pull back a lot more than it did, obviously, but it did pull back. I just wanted it down at 420. Here's the long-term moving averages. And again, those are about to cross the monthly moving averages. Or forever away, but it looks good. This is a random energy that could spike up just because of all this volume back in December. And the trend is just kind of hanging out. Again, it's more or less unlikely, but I think that there's a chance that it could happen. So we'll keep waiting for that. We'll see if it does anything. I'm really looking for some compression, some sideways movement, some boredom, but then eventually after some boredom, an eventual break higher. So what I will do is throw this on the list and we'll come back to this and look at it maybe next Monday. MOGO. So there are some traders who are in this one. MOGO did pull back. We have been looking at it recently. You had a really nice big bullish candle on April 21st. It closed above that bearish candle. Check it out. Bear candle, bear candle, bear candle, bear candle, bear candle. I can't even count that high. All those bear candles pulled right into the 100 and boo, nice bounce off of that. So for those of you who bought MOGO on the pullback or bought it on the pullback yesterday as it retested the high of that bearish candle from April 19th, well done. Weekly chart, nice retest of old resistance, new support. So there's your old resistance. There's your new support. Matt says that he got in today on a pullback. Cool deal, man. Best of luck. I hope it crushes higher for you. BNGO was his name, aka Bio Nano Genomics. We definitely have some time on this one. The pressure is building. That's not the largest stop loss in the world. Earnings are relatively far away on Bio Nano, but I do like this trade. I will set up officially in May, and I think we can get to that actually before triggering. So maybe on Monday in the afternoon room. I believe Yates will be looking at that for you guys on Monday on the 3rd. Let me verify that. Last time we came in here, all of you guys were all pumped up that Yates did a great job. I'm just kind of confirm. Yo, brother, just to confirm, are you good for Monday, the 3rd of May for the afternoon swing trading room? Sammy says, are you traveling? No, not in May. Well, not that weekend, no. No, staycation. Yes. But I heard there's a rumor at the end of May, I'll be traveling internationally for a few days. I haven't totally booked that all the way out yet, but that is a potential. So we will see. So sell in May and go away. I will be locking in some profits as we approach the end of April and May for sure. Yeah. Justin says, how does Jeremy's staycation affect the market? I don't know. I've never had one of those. I don't think I've ever had a staycation. So we'll see. Time will tell. Yeah, we'll find out. But if the markets are high and you're profitable, it probably is going to be a good time to lock in some gains. I can tell you that. All right. Again, watching very, very closely Snapchat here. I really like this interaction, and I think we can get a good pullback. This is going to be a fun trade, I would imagine, on Snapchat. I'm going to set this one up officially, but I also think that there's probably a few ways to play this. I think Snapchat could be played with longer term calls. I think Snapchat could be played with some shares. I think there's just a lot of ways to play it, but it looks really bullish. It looks like some serious pressures building, a lot of bear volume coming in, and I'm interested to see if it can break out a little bit higher. Let's see if we can get a pullback to 60.11 by 57.11. That'll be the setup. And should I have the stop below the 100? Yeah, I should. Okay. 56.11 will be the stop loss. Get it below the 100. It's a decent looking candle. Let me make sure the moving average. Yeah, we're above all moving averages. Weekly chart, we're above all moving averages. Yep, above all moving averages. Pretty much buying it off the 10. In fact, I think I can actually buy it off the 10. Let's try to buy that a little bit lower. 59.52 by 55.52. There we go. That's the setup that I like. All right. So we'll know pretty much immediately if that one doesn't work out. Yeah, we'll know relatively immediately. All right, swing trade, come over here, boom. New official swing trade on Snap. Again, figure out what way is most comfortable for you to trade this one, but it really could be a multitude of things. It could be shares, it could be longer term calls, it could be a bull put spread, it could be shorter term calls, really whatever you're comfortable with. All right. Today is the 28th. I had another trade in here from the weekly options newsletter. I guess I haven't put it in here yet. It's on Pinterest. I don't think it's going to fill, but it did give a lot of people the indication that I was quite bearish on that Snapchat, the gap on Pinterest. 52. Okay, so shares. I think it's a great trade. What type of gap is that on Snapchat? Gap and go right here. Bear candle gapping up into a bear candle. So it is a gap and go. And I think Momo also is triggering this bullish. Let me see if I want to give Matt some credit on the 78-minute extended hours turned off. Momo, look at this hammer. Yeah, Momo's long. I'll give him the Momo credit on that if it works out. And I think it's open because it's not triggered yet, and perfect. All right, let me, while we're here, update the Pinterest swing trade option. So we're trying to buy it at 4, stop at 2. I think it's a great trade based on a gap and go, open because not triggered yet. And let's go add that to this. Okay, my account, weekly options newsletter, pins, here's the daily chart, pop it in there, bang. So obviously pins did not specifically fade today at all, but it just tanked, and that's okay. 278. Newsome. We all knew it was going to be pretty bearish. I think we knew that. Let me add Pinterest to the list today. Make sure it's on the list. Okay, we'll definitely talk about that later. All right, Snapchat weekly setup is done. Let's see if we can pull back. Next on the list is AMD. AMD. Woo, man. AMD. Look at this gap up and fade down. Not that we knew that would happen or anything, but I think we kind of did. We talked about it both yesterday and Monday that AMD would gap up and fade down. There was no bullish signals on MOMO today. I mean, bullish signals mean like it was just bearish from open. So we did have a few traders sell off at open. One trader, Jake, made 8 R's on AMD from shorting it at open. So congratulations for anyone who played the bear move on MOMO or the bear trade on AMD today. If you didn't, you gave your money to the people who did. It was a very, very obvious. I thought it was obvious that it was going to fade. We talked about it again yesterday and Monday in the afternoon room. So now with that fade happening, here's kind of my plans. I actually really like the compression, and AMD did really nice on earnings. I do think they're going to eventually bounce, but if I come over here, yeah. So the last few earnings, what, July, you had 18 cents a share, 41 cents, 52 cents, and 52 cents per share recently. So it's really good earnings. I'm thinking that AMD is probably going to do something like this for a little bit, which again, for my credit spread people, should give you some nice bull put spread premium or put sale premium on AMD. That's what I'm thinking. So we will find out. We'll see what it does. I think it's going to chop around, but again, bull put spread premium could be really, really nice if you're a bull put spread fan. Put sale premium could be really, really nice. I think it's going to consolidate. I don't necessarily think that this is the top of AMD, but it could be. So what I'm also very inclined to do is get into some bear call spreads up here and have an iron condor. I think that makes a lot of sense now that we're in between long-term moving averages. Get into a bear call spread, because realistically, if you break above or close above this candle, you would probably know that your bear call spread is in a little bit of trouble. And there's a lot of pressure on like a weekly or monthly chart from the bottom, right? So you got like the 50 over here, and you got the daily moving averages here. So that should be pretty good. And for anyone who did covered calls, obviously the call premium is slowly evaporating. You're able to buy it back today, most likely for a profit. And great job. Let's do that and rake in some gains. Awesome work for anyone who shorted AMD today. Okay, next on the list is ROKU. ROKU is trading sideways. Pressure is building on ROKU. I do like ROKU, most likely for an earnings play. This is a nice inverted head and shoulders pattern, and it's consolidating. Yeah, simple as that. If ROKU takes out this level, I think I will throw away the inverted head and shoulders theory and just say it's going to trade sideways for a while, and then I'll trade it less and less and less. But I actually like ROKU going into earnings. I think it could post some nice earnings. A lot of Airbnb owners, now that people are opening their Airbnbs back up, are going to be putting in some ROKU TVs. And crazy as it sounds, Black Friday, not that far away. But really, I think it's a nice inverted head and shoulders. We will see what happens on ROKU. Google, I mean, they are the internet. So it's tough being bearish on Google. Huge gap up, massive move. Obviously a fade because it's at an all-time high. And look at this amazing, amazing trap. So obviously this is the perfect, I mean, you know, bear candle on a 5-minute. It broke above the bear candle, stop loss right there, new high, new pre-market high, and you're up 1.2 hours. What do you guys think? Do you sell there and lock in a profit, or do you hold? All-time high, 5 white candles in a row, up 1.2 Rs, breaking the pre-market high. You're profitable, all-time high, after earnings. Yeah, sell. So again, it's not that hard. A lot of people ask me again, when do you sell? Then. Then. Take the money and run. You're profitable. You have 97 different signals, like especially if you're day trading, to just like sell and lock in your profit. So anyway, really good day trade for anyone who was day trading Google today. That was a thing of beauty. And yeah, I like this candle. I mean, bear candle gapping up into a bear candle. It probably trades sideways for a little bit and then most likely goes higher. So we will see. Now, of course, if for some reason Google closes above and takes out this candle, oh man, it's gonna fly. So we'll wait for that. All right, next on the list, MMED, mind medicine, which is what TDOC needs. Mind medicine, an amazing gap up on April 23rd. That is so good. That's like buy at close all day. Look at this. Look at this open. Look at this. Oh my goodness. You have to buy some at close on that day. Look at that volume. Now, a lot of you are like, well, Jeremy, it could retrace. It can, and it probably will at some point, very soon, actually. But this type of gap, with this type of close, with this type of volume, I mean, look how many people are trapped at open. That's an amazing gap. So I didn't get into this trade. I didn't see it, but I probably would have bought a little bit at close. Again, maybe not a full position, but maybe half an hour with a stop loss on there just to have something. Leah says, is that the psychedelic mushroom company? And Jason says, I think so. Oh, snap. We got psychedelic mushroom company. Yep, looks like someone's about to buy some. Uh-oh. Beep, beep, beep. Anyway, this is interesting. Psychedelic shrooms. Taylor says, I've been in since November. Dang, Taylor, where was my text, bro? Dude. You want to be like, Jeremy, want to make some money and buy a psychedelic mushroom company with me? I don't know a lot about weed, but I do know a lot about mushrooms. And this is interesting. Okay. This one has just made my, it's very intrigued list. Sammy says, these are great on, great on pizza. Great on pizza. Yeah, gotta put those on your pizza. That's so funny. Psilocybin, yes. You guys want to know, I mean, this is a true story. If someone asked me, like, who's one of the smartest people in the world? You got type in a 2 if you want me to know, if you want me to tell you one of the smartest people in the whole world. Paul Stamets. This dude, if you don't know who your boy Paul is, honestly, he's a sleeper billionaire. He might even be a billionaire yet. I don't know his true wealth right now, but this guy, how much is he worth? Let's find out. Nah, I can help him with that. I need. Can you guys get me in contact with Paul? Anyway, this dude, one of the smartest guys I think in the whole world. Love this guy. I need to do some coaching with him. He's next level genius. Next level. Next on the list, First Solar, FSLR. First Solar, hanging out. Sammy says, amazing stuff, helps with depression. Yeah, I know there's a lot of benefits to it. There's a really cool Netflix documentary called Fantastic Fungi, if you guys want to check it out. It's a really, really cool Netflix documentary. Anyway, long story short, MMED, very, very cool play. Terry says, what? Yeah, man, Fantastic Fungi. Cool. Yeah, it's pretty much you, your name. It's a documentary about you. Oh, Hector says, I'm a bit late. Are we discussing mushrooms? Yeah. Yeah. All right, so here's all the patterns I can see on First Solar. Here's a double bottom. Here's another double bottom, and then here is another double bottom right here. So it has 3, meaning hopefully it should go higher. It's battling the 100 simple. It looks good. Earnings is around the corner. It will depend a little bit on earnings, what this does. But if it gaps down, I like it to 75. Kind of intrigued on what this one does in general. But yeah, here's the weekly chart. Weekly charts, possible candle. Yeah, doesn't look bad. Monthly candle. I'm very, very interested to see what happens on earnings on First Solar. I mean, I don't think it's going to do anything crazy. It probably gaps down, I would assume, into 80 and gives you a buying opportunity. DDOG rallied from the depths of despair back in April and popped right back up to here. Buying to weakness, selling to strength. This was a great example of that. Had a lot of people flipping their lids on DDOG right there. And then all of a sudden, no, it's back all the way back up here. So DDOG, Edward has a covered call at 105. He probably bought that back knowing Edward when it tanked. He probably bought that back for a good win. Most likely sold another one, if I had to guess. Trade into the 200. The weekly is just hanging out. It's a slow grind, but it doesn't look bad. DDOG compressing, looking nice and toasty. Interested to see what happens on that one. Ethereum at 2,700 roonies, 2,700 bucks. Heard my girl Svet is all up into some Ethereum at all-time highs today. Looking good. Nice little double bottom. Sammy says, geez. Yeah, man, 3,000 is obviously next. I mean, that's the next big number that everyone was intrigued by. But, I mean, I can see it pulling back into 2,400 before doing anything too crazy. But I am in on Ethereum, and I'm excited about it. We'll see what it does. Zach says, crypto is my friend. Crypto is my friend. Crypto is my friend. Yeah, so Ethereum, if you're in it, stay in it. If you're not, buy dips. NNDM, Nano Dimensione. Is this also a mushroom company? I'm just kidding. So Nano Dimension, trading sideways, really interesting, very small candle right there. I don't have any position on this one, and I won't, but if I was going to, I actually would take a breakout above this candle. Yeah. That's kind of how I would play it. Or if it pulled into the 200 simple, I would probably buy it down there if I was looking at playing Nano Dimension. It's probably, yeah, it's probably how one of those two plays. Steven says that's a nano candle. That is. All right, Nano Dimension, chilling, hanging out, doing his thing. In phase energy, ENPH. So in phase semiconductors gapped down on earnings and definitely trapping some people. This is going to be a really, really fun trade when we break above this candle. Probably more when than if. And then if we come down here, I think that'd be really cool, interesting as well. Enphase, pretty powerful company. I think a lot of people like it. Nice consolidation. Obviously, if it pulled back to 76, that would be stupendous. Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun if it pulled back into that price. So anyway, that's what I would look at on Enphase Energy. We'll definitely come back to this one. I'm game with it if it takes out the high of that bear candle and traps all the bears, or if we pull all the way back down to 129 and go from there. Enphase, got it. Gonna put that on the list for Tuesday. Okay. Bam. All right, back to Wednesday. Okay, JMIA, it was up a little bit today. Got some people pyramiding into JMIA, and this one did snag down into the 200 simple moving average, 2774, kind of like the top of a pyramid. So we're going to start tiptoeing in and accumulating as well. Nice 200 simple interaction, very, very good head and shoulders pattern. This is the level that it needs to hold. This is it. So if we take out this level, it's going to be a little bit scary, but nice price, really, really comfortable. Let it consolidate, let it hang out. Very interested to see what happens. And that's pretty much it. Yeah. JMIA, nice bounce off the 200. I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but even if you're just playing that, even if you just played that bounce, you still got about 20% return in 5 or 6 days. That's some serious R's. Okay. RIOT. Ooh, RIOT blockchain. So we talked about that one the other day or two, and that's a really, really beautiful looking candle. Obviously, this is a stock that does bounce a lot because, you know, crypto bounces a lot. If you're looking at playing it, this is probably a way to do it. Yeah, buy a pullback in today's candle, set your stop either below this candle or below this candle if you're really aggressive. Again, I don't know what RIOT's going to do. I'm not entirely sure. It's cryptocurrency related. If cryptos slowly continue to go up, which I do anticipate they're going to go up over time, obviously. They are getting a touch extended, but you know, we can consolidate, chill out, and trade sideways. But there's a lot of ways to make money on RIOT blockchain. Put sales, bull put spreads, buy low, sell high. Right? You can always do quick in and out type of trades, but if you're looking at getting in, I think this is a really intriguing pattern, and this is how I would do it. Hector has some call options. Nice. Nice. And really, I mean, this is a good stop loss right here. You know, if it takes out this is, you're going to know something is in a little bit in trouble. It's going to be a little bit weird. Anyway, any questions about this one? Oh, you guys are good. Leah says, I have many shares. Go get it. Go get it. This one's going to be a little choppy because it did break out of a triangle. So just expect something like this. Unfortunately, it's probably going to chop around for a while. I don't think that's probably potentially best case scenario. So quick in and outs, still going to be a good way to make money. Make sure you hedge, make sure you collar. It will be a little bit choppy. That's just my opinion. That's my specialty, is looking at things like this and just kind of seeing this going to just kind of be a little bit, you know, in and out. So just be nimble with it. If you see some gains, don't be afraid to take it. Jason King finally getting the retest that he wanted on Nextera. He had to wait a while, but he's getting very, very close. So this might be where Jason's starting to get in. He was looking at playing this ginormous double bottom. And this is pretty much the neckline, this area right here. So keep your eyes on this candle. If it doesn't pull back more today, but it takes out the high of that candle, you're looking at getting in. Looks good. And yeah, she's starting to retest, man. Looks pretty. Nextera Energy. Neat. A little bit of a double bottom, higher lows, decent trend, weekly chart, powerhouse. Man, just straight up. Fuel cell. What an interesting weekly candle that is. Whoa. Fuel cell at the 200 simple on a weekly chart after a mere and a measly 70% pullback has pulled back to a level that actually looks like it could bounce. Oh, wow. The 200 simple on the daily and weekly. Sammy says it missed me at 875. Well, it shouldn't have. The low was 794. So I'm assuming you set up after this candle. That would probably make sense. Yeah. Sorry, dude. That blows. Let me pop into the hourly chart. I'd like to buy this one potentially lower. I really do like that hammer. Let me go back to this weekly chart. Post market, we're down 12 cents. This could have a really interesting little recovery. And look at how it smashed that 50 EMA. John says, is your sister going to get back in? That's a great question. Let me text her right now. When are you getting back into fuel cell? Okay, let's find out. We will see. Okay, I'll keep you posted for sure. If my sister says yes, it's funny. Well, I'll keep you posted, man. I mean, she hit some winners, that's for sure. Bought in fuel cell like $3. All right, cool. I'll definitely keep you posted on that one. And if I go back over to the daily chart, you know, the moving averages, it's going to be a little bit choppy, but I do think it looks okay to buy on some pullbacks. Maybe kind of like tiptoe in. I think max pain is probably here for fuel cell. There's still a lot of money to be made on the upside. That's all I'm getting at. Let's watch it. Let's keep an eye on it. This is at least a level where we can start now buying. This is now where I'll be comfortable to start deploying capital down here. Okay, there we go. Fuel cell analysis done. Plug, pretty much the same thing, right? Plug made it all the way back down here. Here's your weekly chart. They look identical. Plug and fuel cell, they are the exact same chart, more or less. 200 simple is at 28.93, right? Buy low, sell high. If you were looking at accumulating, this is probably where finally. And I think we did a great job of being patient and waiting for that retracement to happen on these hot names. So yeah, let's watch it and let's start accumulating it if you want to. You don't have to. I don't have any position on plug right now, but I definitely could. You know, if we can, even if it's just a quick trade, I don't necessarily see plug as an investment. It's still below the moving averages. And again, team, just as a reminder, the directional trades, the best directional trades to make, the way you can make the most money the fastest, if you guys like fast money, is when you go with the trend. Okay, playing bullish, playing bearish, that's when you make the most money. So if you're like, I want to get into plug power bullish, okay, cool, but it's below all the moving averages, so do it slowly and don't expect anything great to happen because you're fighting the moving averages. It's going to take a while. It's going to take longer than you want, right? Fast money, going with the trend. If you want to wait forever, go against the trend. That's simple. Boeing, right? Boeing, it's below the moving averages. Long-term moving averages, the 100 simple is down here. I think Boeing has earnings probably tonight. 227.51 is that's the 100 simple moving average. Robert says they just had earnings. Got it. This morning. Okay, well, so they gapped down small, nothing too wild or too insane. So they survived. This is actually probably a great iron condor candidate. We've come up with a few of those recently, but this one could really be another one. Maybe for like June or something. You could probably get into a nice bear call spread up here, and you could get into probably a nice bull put spread down here. Something like that. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking is on Boeing, probably get into something to make money while it trades sideways. It probably would have been best yesterday, if I'm being honest. So if you did that, great job. Let me actually pop in and see what we have for June. Late June, what do we have? We have June or July. Okay, I'll look at June. June 195, 190. Ooh, there's some money up there. All right, sell iron condor. So 195, 190, and 295, 300. That one's not going to have tons of premium, but it's like we might as well throw something on there. 295, 300, blah, 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 bang. 295, 300. So for a $5 spread, we could probably throw an order for 50 cents. So you're going to get paid about 10% on risk, which is not outrageous. Pretty much saying, I don't think Boeing would drop 16% or go up 23% in the next month and a half with two main moving averages fighting it. I like that trade. All right. I'll start making some work on that. Apps, APPS, apps just chilling today. So it did gap down small. Here's the 5-minute chart. And 5-minute chart was sideways city all day long. Had a big bear candle and just was like bang, 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 bang. It was a really, really small move. Momo was going berserk. This is the extended hours. So it was bear Momo on the extended hours all the way until mid-afternoon. If you turn the extended hours off, it was also bear Momo all the way into the extended afternoon. So you're doing one of two things. You're shorting it either up in this resistance and just taking some quick gains, which was actually a really good strategy, or you were looking at going long over here and, you know, played a quick gain up there. So there was some money to be made. If you're looking at apps, it just had to be fun and volatile and had to sell high or buy low. Other than that, down 2%, hanging out, very cute candle. This candle would be ripe for a bull or bear move if we gap up tomorrow. Open up or an open down, bing, bong, boom. That one will move nicely. So excited about that. Okay, next on the list, Stellar Lumen. XLMUSD. I bought some Stellar off of the 200 simple on, sorry, the 100 simple on the daily chart. Got a nice little hammer, and I'm gonna buy some more on a pullback down into here. Right about there. So if it pulls back into there, I'll buy a little bit more, and that's about it. Here's the weekly chart. Weekly chart still kind of growing presently. It's at 50 cents. And good trends. Chart looks good. I do like Stellar Lumen. I like the technology. I like the, the people that are in charge on this one. I like the team, the network, the nodes, the white paper. I like it. So anyway, Stellar Lumen looks pretty. Next on the list, TDOC. Down 5% on earnings. Earnings were negative. They lost $1.31 a share on TDOC. Teledump says Jason. Yeah, so they are. It is a decent gap down actually. It is gapping down into some support. So we'll probably see tomorrow or the next day as far as the actual puts are concerned. It is a nice triangle. Again, it is still in a negative downtrend. I am still accumulating it, and my biggest position is going to be bought down here at the 100 simple on a weekly chart. So with this gap down, I would probably suggest waiting 45 minutes to an hour. Don't react too emotionally. It is gapping into a support. It can easily bounce from here. It probably will. If you're going to do anything, it's probably best to day trade it all the way down to like 172. Not necessarily tomorrow, just saying if and when it gets down into there. Day trade into about 172, right? So you can day trade it with puts, you can short it with shares. I'd probably day trade it with puts. And if it trades down to 172, and then from there, we'll keep a really, really close eye to see what happens, because again, it is gapping to a support. So if it takes out that support intraday, go ahead and come up with a plan now. Take some trades on it, short it, make some money on the downside, cover your risk, mitigate your risk, wait for some white candles or some retests to come in, then get into some puts. And if it rolls over, at least you have some protection. It does have the ability to go lower. The trend right now is bearish on the daily chart. You are below both long-term moving averages. So the trend's not bullish. So if you're in this one, you're either accumulating it or you are in relatively smaller size. So I did get out of my TDOC position on March 24th when I took out this candle. That's when I exited everything and hit my trailing P&L loss. Since then, accumulating some shares of TDOC. I do have some, nothing major, nothing huge, nothing crazy, nothing wild. But going to be watching it tomorrow and very intrigued to see what it does. So that's TDOC. All right, next on the list, JKS, Jinko Solar, so far doing jack squats. Nothing happening on Jinko Solar, consolidating, hanging out. 200, 100 simple moving average would be a good spot to buy. Again, you are below your moving averages on both the daily chart and the weekly chart. So if you are accumulating down here, you're buying tiny size, you're buying, or you're pyramiding in, you're waiting, you're being patient, not much is happening. So give it a little bit. Don't be too aggressive. Don't chase it too hard. Be patient. Again, the trend right now on Jinko Solar is bearish. Let it hang out. Let it do its thing. Definite rotation came in on this one. And yeah, it's at a beautiful, beautiful level. It really, really is. It's at a great spot to buy. Just give it some time. Give that one some time. Next on the list, GE, General Electric. General Electric, amazingly enough, has gone from $6 to $14. Here's the weekly chart. Weekly chart is at a resistance. If I personally were looking at playing GE, which I haven't, but if I was going to, it'd probably be at the 200 simple, which is $11.81. Yeah, so that's a pretty big deal. Fun level, nice price. That's where I would be looking to buy. Buy into the 200 simple on a weekly. If I was buying GE, it is a double bottom on a monthly chart. So we do have reasons to bounce down here. It can recover, which I'm surprised by. I'm not going to deny that. Definitely surprised. Haven't made any money on it. It's totally fine. Daily chart, decent little trend. Yeah. 100 simple is at 12.14. 200 simple is at 11.81. In that range is where I'll be buying GE. Our ARLP, Alliance Resource Partners. No real idea. Had earnings. They don't look good. Bear high wave candle. Coal energy play. If I were playing coal, how would I play this move? Man, it looks like absolute death. But it's inexpensive. I mean, you can still make money on it. Really good support down here at $3, right? We've traded down to $3 and we bounce. I mean, it's up 100%, but it's up 100% since COVID. I mean, what's not up, you know? Daily chart. I'd probably buy it at the 100 if I was going to be in this one. Yeah, that's where I'd probably slowly, small size, start tip my toes in there on Alliance Resource Partners. Otherwise, probably wait that one out. Binance Coin, this one shocking a lot of people, but it really broke out strongly in February and looks really good, actually. I mean, when Coinbase came out, I think this got even more love because it kind of adds a little bit of validation to Binance as an exchange, and overall trend looks beautiful. So if you're in Binance Coin, congrats. I mean, amazing growth since 2017. I haven't made any money on this one, but this is a sleeper. This is one that very few people are talking about. That's up a mere 10,000% since 2017. So quite substantial. Yeah, quite substantial. But Binance, I mean, it's a pretty large exchange. And again, they're not going to, I don't think they're going to DPO or IPO anytime soon, but you do have the ability, you know, with Coinbase going public, this was one of the, this was a big one. This was a big talk of the town, obviously, and you can see it has been just cruising. So good job for anyone in that one. If you're in it, I probably would just say stay in it. And if you're not, look to buy off of the 50 EMA. Zoom video, blah. Zoom video, all kinds of sideways. Consolidation station. Yeah, this thing is really, really just chilling. Nothing happening exciting on Zoom at all. In fact, this is the monthly chart. Look at that monthly. It looks hella weak. So any strong gap downs, any big bear candles, I would probably be more inclined to go a little bit more on the bearish side. Hector says no more COVID equals useless Zoom. Well, they're going to be stacking their cash flow right now. I mean, they made tons and tons of money, had tons of growth, and they're going to use and re-leverage that tool for sure. I'm glad it's hanging on for as long as it is hanging on, and it's now in a Bollinger Band squeeze on Zoom, which I think is really, really interesting to note, because since earnings are coming up in June, and if you are a fan of option strategies, this could be an option strategy where you consider getting into maybe a straddle. You know, some type of straddle, some type of position where you are optimizing for some type of breakout. Because guys, the squeeze is on this one.
Squeeze is on. Squeeze is on. Squeeze is on. Squeeze is on.
Ross says, I love it. It's my favorite. Good times, good times. Guys, this is a squeeze. So yes, an over earnings straddle play could be a possibility, or straddle or strangle on Zoom. And again, if you're getting into shares, be careful, let it hang out, and be very patient. Otherwise, it's probably not going to do very much. Clean Spark, CLSK. Now, Clean Spark is bouncing off the 200. A lot of stocks that were just absolutely tanking did bounce slightly. And I love the fact that this is interacting with the 200 on a weekly chart. So if you're looking at buying this one, I think you're going to want to do it on a retest, 2077. Probably throw your order right in here. That'd be one order, and this would be another order. Let it pull back some if you're going to play it. Great bounce though. So if you're already in, you're probably targeting the 100 simple moving average. By the way, talking about already in, let's go look at ticker symbol AI, which was and is one of our swing trades. So we missed our target again today by pennies. So I got to exit this one before the end of the month. But look at this. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? I mean, so close on two separate occasions on C3.ai. So I'll leave it alone tomorrow. If it doesn't hit tomorrow, I'll increase my target a little bit and see if it can hit Friday. And if it doesn't hit Friday, I'll just kind of have to exit it on Friday for a profit. But to mitigate losses, just in case something weird happens, we probably should take our stop up so that we can at least make an R if it does do something weird. I hope it doesn't. That would really suck, but 91.57 is the IPO opens low. Increase stop loss on AI swing trade. Again, I know we haven't taken tons of swing trades this month, but at least that one is profitable. New stop. And there we go. That's pretty much what I got on C3.ai. Going to watch that one relatively closely and see if it does anything interesting. All right, next on the list, VEEV. Viva La Mexico, VEEVA, Viva Systems. Nice trade. Look at this moving average compression. That's so fun. I love when that happens. Buy a pullback into that if you're looking at playing VEEV. That's pretty much my analysis on this one. The trend's bullish, has been bullish forever. I mean, you can't argue with that. Technology package systems, powerhouse. Very nice bullish trend. It's above all the moving averages. It triggered bullish Momo a few days ago, actually. And it's been Momo on the 78-minute chart also for a while, since 272. So yeah, if it can pull back into the 100, 200, Robert says this is a good healthcare cloud company, unlike Teladoc. But yeah, if it pulls back 275, that would be nice. Ford gapping down on earnings because no one likes Ford. Ford gapping down on earnings. Probably buy it here. Buy it off of the 100 simple. Wow, that is an obvious wave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C. Yeah, I think we're gonna go a little bit lower. Let it chill out, trade sideways. Mike says forward guidance is bad, and Hector says that's his first pyramid in at 11:18. Got it. So cool. So cool. Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, that's how I'm playing it. Gapping down on earning. Well, sorry, I'm not going to play that at all. But that's how I would play it on forward, gapping down to, you know, the 100 simple, buy low, down, buy low, sell high down there. One Life Healthcare. Man, the only healthcare stock that I'm making money on. Thank you, Sammy, for bringing this one to my attention in our mentorship group. Slowly grinding higher. Nice bounces off the 200 simple moving average. I need more of these in the portfolio, but I'm actually glad that it is slowly grinding higher. Probably going to start moving some more gains and profits into this one because this is a healthcare stock that is bullish trending right now. It isn't a bullish trend. So I like that. It is at the 100 simple. Yes, this is true. So let it pull back, let it retest, or if you're looking at getting into a collar, you can get into a collar here. Either one. That'd be pretty much about it. FUV is at the lowest of the lows that it can possibly be at without going much lower. So again, this is the area where it needs to consolidate. If you are in shares or long-term calls or whatever, and you want to protect yourself, I mean, if it breaks below 1066, it's probably worth your time. Although this is the level where you have to assume it's just going to do this for a while before going higher as your best case scenario for the electric three-wheeler manufacturer, even though they haven't manufactured a vehicle in a very, very long time. So it's going to be interested to see what happens. Hector says, you still like this one? I will like this one eventually. Yeah, I like this one eventually. I think this is a good spot to accumulate it. Honestly, I think the risk reward is very low. And if they can create and produce some vehicles and they can start selling them and open up a factory, I think they can do really well. So I'm not done with it. I'll keep an eye on it. I think accumulating relatively small size should be fun and worthwhile. Yeah. But let's give it time for sure. Let's let it do this. Prepare to be bored on that name for a while. Lemonade. So a few traders played this little high wave candle on Lemonade. It popped out and was a nice little trade. So I would assume if you're looking at playing Lemonade, you know, buy the pullback into the 200 simple. So if you played the quick doji breakout, well done. Let it trade sideways, let it do its thing, let it rest, and we will see what it does from there. Weekly chart, really nice hammer, moving averages, acting as a little bit of resistance on the weekly and the daily. So yeah, be prepared for it to kind of trade sideways, buy a little bit of a pullback, and let's see what we can get from there. XM. I love this gap. It's very nice. Very nice gap. Support resistance right here. It's from the IPO low. I absolutely would love this. That would be wonderful. Now, if we don't get that, we'll probably get this. But this has now officially made my list for the next few days. So Thursday, it's going to go on the list for Thursday, AKA tomorrow. Also going to go on the list for Tuesday. And we'll keep an eye on it. I love that gap. We can play gaps and swing trades. We know how. There's strategies out there. So let's go do it. Let's go do it. All right. So that's XM. APTV, auto parts manufacturing. Nice double bottom. Weekly chart, really, really pretty hammer. 133.63, 133.63, 355. Ooh, perfect hammer on a weekly chart, actually. Very nice. So if you're looking at playing that one, it's just more or less been straight up. OEM, manufacturing, vehicles. Yeah, it looks pretty. If I had requested that one, I would personally buy a little bit at 144.71 and then 140. I'd probably pyramid into this one since it's a little bit pricey. 137, and then I'd buy the rest at 133 with a stop at 126. That's how I would pyramid in. If you're playing like a shorter term time frame, I mean, you can play a shorter term time frame on anything. On the hourly chart, you're at a resistance, you know, from this gap over here. I'd probably try to buy a pullback at about 142. Zim integrated shipping. We've looked at this one, and every single time we look at this one, it just keeps going up. Israeli shipping hasn't stopped. Running. Sammy, I heard you had some of this one, but that's just a rumor. I don't know if it's true. Trend still looks powerful. Every time I pull it up, it looks good. Looks good. So buy a dip on this one. The trend is bullish on Zim integrated shipping. Sammy says, I want it at 18. Me too, man. Let's see if I can get it at 26 though. 18 is most likely not going to happen for a bit. We should probably continue to keep this one on our watch list as well. ZIM. Yeah, let's put this one on the list and see, because it's just a nice, healthy, steady climbing trend. It looks really, really good. LULU consolidating, trading sideways. Nice little flag pattern there. Get ready for a breakout in one direction or another. Everyone likes yoga pants. It's right on top of the long-term averages. They've crossed weekly chart. That trend is bullish. I would personally be more bullish than bearish on LULU. An immaculate hammer back on March the 5th. Long is strong. You rock. That's it. Apple gapping up on earnings into a resistance, aka a previous all-time high spot. Apple fades earnings all the time, but it was up at 139. This is going to be a great gap. I'm quite confident that Apple will go higher over time, but it's a beautiful, beautiful gap up. Really nice open, and I would expect this into about 140, a pullback into about 135, then eventually continuing higher. So yeah, dividends are going to come out in about 2 weeks. Trend is amazing. Apple, I heard they make money. Can't be bearish on Apple ever, realistically. And whenever it comes back down to the 200, get in. Looks great. Qualcomm, also gapping up on earnings, also doing well, and is also at the 100 simple on a daily. So with Qualcomm being right there, nice resistance in your face, be patient. It probably does gap up. It probably throws in a little bit of an upper shadow into 146, which it most likely did after hours. Yep. Yes, it did. After hours high, 146.24. So let it consolidate. If you're buying this one tomorrow, try to buy it as low as you can, but be relatively on the patient side. My girl Leah said she sold after hours and locked in a profit. Nice swing trade. Good job, Leah. So yeah, some compression. It's going to hang out. Let it do its thing, but eventually it's Qualcomm. So it'll go higher. And then Pinterest with the gap and go over earnings, right? Strong gap down. Here was the 5-minute chart. So if you did anything other than a bull trade on Pinterest today, I don't know why you would. Pinterest. So just a perfect gap. Perfect bear gapping down. I mean, it was bear Momo all day long. It traded right into the moving average. This was the most exceptional bear day trade that we've had in a while. A lot of people were trapped, and so good. It just trapped a lot of people. It's just the perfect gap. It really was. I was thinking that it could fade up into 174, right? Figured it could, but it did not, right? Within 30, 40 minutes, you kind of figure that out. So it can still fade up into that price, but if it doesn't trade up into those puts, we'll cancel those puts and then all is good. It's high. Sammy's been trying to get into Pinterest forever. It's finally taking a break. He is correct. This is kind of what my pyramid is going to look like on Pinterest. This is probably like start getting in, tiptoeing in very, very, very small size at 63, and then you know, buy more at the 200 as it goes a little bit lower. So if you want in on Pinterest, buy it as it goes lower. This is kind of how my pyramid's going to look on pins. And I love the fact that it's pulling back. I also love the fact that I'm out. If I wasn't out, I absolutely would have gotten into an epic collar yesterday, and I'd be holding my puts. So we'll see. All right, so that's Pinterest. That's the analysis for today. Tomorrow, Transportation Thursday, and I will be here tomorrow. What do you guys want to look at in tomorrow's afternoon room? Tesla, definitely. Cloudera, Mattel, Roblox, Coinbase, Salesforce, Spotify, MUDs. Can do Dogecoin. I can do that. Unity Software, I can definitely do that. TDOC, I can do that. AMD, Neo, Disney, Apps, Airbnb. Got it. All right, Squadron, I will be here tomorrow. Let's get ready for Amazon's earnings. I love you, Leah. You're amazing. Keep your chin up. At least you're beautiful and smart. You got that going for you. That's always a bonus. At minimum, we have that. You guys are too awesome. Thank you so much, folks. Love you all. And I will see you tomorrow, same time, same place. And until then, love, life, live, life, trade. Bye.